Welcome to the SimpleSoftware Training University video number 206, using the Autonumber field type. In this video, we will go over the Autonumber option for separating and inserting breaks with an automatically generated number that increments based on several different configurable options. So the Autonumber is a number that automatically increments on particular criteria. So you can have it say increment on every page, or every time it sees a barcode, or every time it has a specific OCR value, or a whole variety of different criteria that we will go over in the video. So every time it sees that criteria, it increments the number, and then you can use that number in a variety of different ways, such as the file name, or as the folder name, or when you're sending to a CSV file. You can also use it for separation of documents, so you can use barcode separator sheets or blank page separator sheets. The first step in setting up the Autonumber is to create an Autonumber field. Now I have a sample configuration set up here that shows you some of the different autonumbering capabilities. It uses these images in my input folder, and they have 2 barcodes each, and some other information on the page, and there's some blank pages included. So the first step, of course, is setting Autonumber as the field type. And then just like any other configuration, you can name it whatever you want and check any other required folder, file name, and forward checkboxes. The next step is to set the number that you'd like the Autonumber to start on. And this is a requirement of the Autonumber field, so it knows where to start incrementing. So traditionally, people will put, say, a 1 to start with, so it starts at the number 1. Or you can also add 0 padding. That way your numbers stay all the same size and the value keeps going up. So once it gets to 10, it'll look like this. And once it gets to 100, it'll look like this. Excuse me, like this. Generally, it's a good idea to start at the number 1. Now you can also have prefix characters on the beginning. And you can put any prefix characters that you want, and it'll always look at the last number for incrementing. So I could put whatever I want here. And it'll put that first and only increment the number at the end, which means that you can't do suffixes, only prefixes. Now the Autonumber settings are controlled down here in the Autonumber settings section. We have the increment event, which dictates how it will increment the Autonumber. We have skip deleted pages, and what that does is it skips the Autonumber increment when it sees a deleted page, such as a barcode page or a blank page. That way it doesn't count that in the numbering scheme since it's being deleted, and you don't want it to increment on that page. You also have save seed value after batch. By default, it's unchecked, which means that this number keeps incrementing between batches as long as you have simple index open. But as soon as you close simple index, it reverts back to the original number that was used, in this case, which would be 1. So if I check save seed value after batch, it not only carries forward the number from batch to batch while simple index is open, but even if you close it, it starts on the last number that was used. So that way, if you stop on 115, the next time you open the batch, it'll move on to 116 and keep incrementing from there. Reset seed value after batch automatically resets the number at the end of the batch, no matter what. So as soon as the batch is complete, this number gets set back to the number that was originally saved with the count, which in this case would be this value. So the first increment event is every page, in which it automatically increments every single page. Let's go ahead and turn on the minimum file size blank page deletion so you can see it skipping the blank pages, which definitely you have to check here. So with every page checked, it's just going to increment this auto number on every single page. So if we go to the grid view, we see that it goes from 1, 2, 3, skips the blank page, 4, 5, 6, skips the next blank page, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if I save these and then run again, it starts on 11 and goes up to 20 because I never close simple index. With reset seed value after batch, it was saved as 21. Now it starts back over at 21 again, even though the simple index is still open. Now if we pick blank pages, every time it sees a blank page, it'll increment the auto number. This is very good for blank page separation when you don't want to use a barcode separator or some other sort of separator and you have plenty of blank sheets. When blank page separation won't work, however, is when you have duplex scanning, because some of the pages will be blank and it'll count those as available pages. So now every time it sees a blank page, it increments. So these reds are the blank pages. It's incremented there and incremented there. Next we have the barcode increment, which increments only on the barcodes that match the first barcode template. So in this case, it'll only work if there's a barcode that's 3 letters and 3 numbers. Let's turn off blank page deletion on this one. That way you can see it not incrementing if there's a barcode. So it read barcode on this page, and this page, but on the blank page, since there was no barcode, it didn't increment the number. And then it found another barcode on this page and started incrementing again. Incrementing at the end of batch automatically increments the number when the batch is complete, and a batch is from when you run the job, process the images, and export the images, which is an entire batch. So if we run it once, it'll stay on 1 for this entire batch. If we run it again, it moves on to 2. And it'll keep incrementing until we don't run the batch anymore. The next increment event is on max pages. The max pages is set in the batch tab, just like the blank page removal. And it's when you want to only have a certain number of pages per document. So let's set it to 3. Now every time it hits 3 pages, the next page it will increment the auto number. So it started on 4. Then in 3 pages it went to 5. 3 more pages it went to 6. 3 more to 7, and so on. So that way you can always have a separation every so many pages. And you can set that to however many pages you want based on the max page count. The first OMR field is a checkbox field where anytime it sees any sort of black pixelation in a certain zone, it'll increment the auto number. So in this case, I have it looking on the top right of the page where this particular barcode is right here. So anytime it sees that, it increments the auto number. OMR is very good to avoid the cost of having to print off many different separator sheets, so that way you can just put a mark on a section of the page that's always blank, and that way it'll always increment there. The Omr Incrementation is tricky because if there's any other black pixels on any other page, it'll count that as part of the OMR checkbox. So you have to make sure it's on a part of the page where there's never going to be any other marks other than the page that you draw your mark on. So see, every time it read the OMR value, it incremented 1. So it started at 5, incremented 1 when it read another one, and then another. On this particular page, it didn't read an OMR because there's nothing in the zone, so it didn't increment the number at that time. Finally, we have Ocr Incrementation, which increments every time the first Ocr field is matched, which, just like the barcode field, can be matched against a template or a dictionary. So in this case, it's matching against a 7-digit number in a particular zone. So anytime it sees a 7-digit number, it'll increment the auto number. So we see here, every time it reads this number, it increments the auto number by 1. That's the end of the Simple Software Training University video number 106 using the auto number field type. We've seen how to set up the auto number to number pages for document separation with a variety of different increment events, including blank pages, barcodes, OCR, and OMR.